it's Paige, and I'm here to do another video for Spinebenders. This week's topic, considering it's Halloween, is our favorite scary books. Now, considering I say I love horror movies, I love Halloween, it's my favorite month, and I love scary books and all that, I haven't actually read that many scary books that actually creep me out. There's only two that I just looked through my bookshelf for a few minutes, and there's only two that I picked out that actually creeped me out. So I'm going to show you those, and since I haven't read that many, and I've read books that are supposed to be creepy, you know, like vampire-y stuff, but none of them really creep me out. But I have read a couple books that have creeped me out, but since I haven't read that many, after I show you the two books that have creeped me out, I'm going to ask you guys, the viewers, to recommend books that have really creeped you out in the comments so that I can have more of a selection and I can find some books that really scare me, because I like those kind of books and I really want to start reading them. So anyways, the first book that I thought creeped me out of the two, this is the least, but it's creepy, is Swoon by Nina Malkin. And I don't know if you can see that, but there's a creepy tree in the background. At first I thought, oh, swoon, okay, so there's going to be love. We're going to fall in love. It's going to be like a mushy book. No, not at all. I didn't notice this in the background, this tree. And then I realized that this is all supernatural, ghosts, paranormal. I loved it. And it was so creepy at the same time. And so I recommend this. I have the second book that I need to check out soon. It didn't take me long to read this, but I didn't want to pick up the second book right away. So it wasn't amazing, but it was pretty good. And then the second book, which is the creepiest out of all the books I've ever read, and you can tell because of the creepy cover, it's called Envy by Greg Olson, and he is an adult true crime writer. And if you don't know, I have read true crime, and those are the books that are eerie, and they freak you out. And actually, I think I'm going to finish showing you this book, and then I'm going to go get a couple of those just to show you. And then add that on at the end, because I just remembered those are eerie and creepy too. Because you know why they're eerie and creepy? Because they're true. These are fictional, but those books are so true, it's crazy, and they freak you out. I'm going to show you those after. But anyways, this is Envy by Greg Olson, and you can see how creepy it is because it's a girl in a bathtub and she's supposed to be dead. The room around it is so creepy. And it's about a girl who, like, commits suicide or something. And I think she commits suicide. They say that she commits suicide, but she doesn't. Someone actually killed her, and so her two best friends, throughout the whole book, are trying to figure out if she really killed herself, and if not, who did it, and you know what I mean. So they and then I think they ended up figuring out at the book in the end of the book, yeah. But there's actually a second book that I really want to get, but I want to show you the book because it's so cool. There's Envy, and then inside there's like puzzle pieces because the sisters that help try to figure out about their friend's death are twins, and they tried to these Scrabble pieces have a significance in the book because they tried to figure out things with letters. Like they found certain letters in the girl's room, and so they grabbed the Scrabble pieces with those letters and they tried to put like messages together and things like that. And then like one time the two sisters were playing they were pretending to play Scrabble in the room with their parents, so they didn't want to say anything, so they put messages together to talk to each other while their parents were sitting in the room, which is cool. But I also want to show you I thought there was a couple illustrations in here. No, there's just like little, they show you the little tiles right here. Can you see that? Anyway, this was an awesome book, so I'm going to end this video here, and then I'm going to add on the true crime books that I grabbed at the end of this, so you'll see me again in a few minutes. Even though for you the video won't actually end, it's ending for me, but it's not ending for you. So I'll be right back. Hey guys, I'm back, even though technically for you I never left. But, I went to go grab the true crime books I told you about. And I'm really excited to talk about those because I've read all three, and they're pretty creepy. Because basically they're about killers, and killers are creepy. You know, like Michael Myers, Freddy, Jason, you know, those people. But these are serial killers, so more like, more like Jason, Michael Myers. And if you guys have ever read true crime, you know what I'm talking about. These are crazy, crazy books about killers, and they go crazy, and they terrorize people. So anyways, let's get to it. The first one is Watch Mommy Die, and it's a psycho killer's vicious attack. And so it's about a girl about my age, a little bit older. Her mom gets a boyfriend, and this boyfriend is crazy. And so when her mother tries to break up with him, he kills her right in front of her daughter. So he ties her daughter up and gags her, sits her down, and then kills her mother right in front of her. Creepy, right? Eerie. I mean, like, if that ever happened to me, I wouldn't be able to go on. Like, it's crazy. And I think this whole book is about what happens their whole life together. I mean, the mom and this guy in the background. Talks about their relationship, how they broke up, what happened, blah, 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 the murder, and then the trials. And then I think it goes on to tell about the daughter's life, like a chapter or two after. I don't remember. But these books are even creepier because they have real pictures. So, like, pretty sure this is the murderer when he was younger, right here. And then these are all his mugshots from previous things. This is his current one for the killing, but these are ones from the past that weren't as bad as killing, but they were. And then this was the mother. And they show, like, murder scene pictures and creepy things like that. And he had a few other victims also, because he went to someone's house, and I'm pretty sure he killed one other guy. I don't think it shows his picture here, but he did kill one other guy. And so that's creepy, huh? Read about that and then be like, oh, okay, I'm gonna go lock my doors. And actually, this is on 48 Hours. If you've ever seen that show, this case is on that show. And I've never seen it, but I've always, every time it's on, I check to see if it's that one, because it's interesting to watch, to read the book and then be like, oh, I'm gonna watch the show. Next one, the next two are creepy because they're about little kids. And you don't want to know about little kids dying, no. The first one is the creepiest because it's called Not Lost Forever, My Story of Survival by Carmina Salcido. Now this is about a little girl who has two sisters, and she has a mom and a dad. And one night her dad just goes completely crazy, kills her mother, and then he takes her three sisters in a car ride, and they're some ways down the highway. And all of a sudden, he just starts grabbing his kids one by one, slitting their throats and throwing them out of the car. Okay, so she has herself and two other sisters. She's the last one that he grabs for, and she struggles and struggles, and he ends up cutting her throat and throws her out. But when she wakes up, she's the one that wakes up. Her sisters, her two younger sisters, die, but she survives, and so she's traumatized for the rest of her life. She has to go through being an orphan and having to go through living with her grandpa, I think, at first. And then her grandpa has to give her up because he can't handle her. And then she goes through, like, foster home to foster home and then, like, a group home. So it's all about her trying to grow up and be normal. But she can't be normal because her father murdered her whole family. And actually, I think her father, after he tried to kill her and her sisters, he went on a rampage and killed everybody in her family. The only one he didn't kill was her grandfather, because I think he was out of town. But he killed her mother's mother, sister, niece. Everybody in this little girl's family he killed. So she had nowhere to go. She had to live with her grandpa or foster care or all that, and it's just crazy and it sucks, and I would never want to go through that. But it shows her life when she was little. She lived with her grandpa and she was happy. But then it shows when she was growing up. And she had to be in these different houses. I think that's her grandpa. Like, she still gets to see him once in a while, but she doesn't get to live with him. And then it shows she had to go to this Catholic place That's because it's the only place to take her. And then she went to this group home, and that's her now, right in the book. I just felt so bad for her. I didn't like this book because I liked it knowing about her story, but I felt so bad for her because if your dad is a murderer and then you get tossed around like that, you should be able to have a decent life to. I mean, like, obviously you're gonna have horrible life because that's in your past, but people should treat you decently, like, because you don't have anybody, and the people in her life treated her like crap, and I hated it. Last but not least is Girl in the Cellar, the Natasha Kampusch story. And this is about a little girl who gets abducted. And the reason why I picked this one up is because there was actually an Amber Alert today. I'm pretty sure it's still going on, and it's in Massachusetts, and a little 3-month-old girl was kidnapped by her mother from her father's house. So, I'm just reason why I picked this one up. It's about a little girl, she's right here, who gets randomly kidnapped by a guy who just wants a daughter, I think. Because he doesn't kill her. He keeps her in his basement. He even... This is a little girl. This is a kidnapper. He's crazy because he doesn't kill her. He just wants to keep her in his basement. Because he even made his whole basement into a room for this little girl. This is basically her room. This is her bed, and this is the whole basement, and this is the room she's made it into, that he's made it into for her, and she doesn't get to come out. Well, she gets to come out when he's there, but that's it. And then there's more pictures of her room, and so I feel like if she was abducted a little sooner, she wouldn't have even known that she was abducted, but she knew, and she eventually escapes by herself, and she does an awesome job, and she gets home, and it's awesome. It's a happy ending. Anyways, those are the creepy, eerie books that I've read. If you guys want to leave suggestions, you still can, because I still haven't read. How about leave suggestions for creepy, eerie YA? Because these are all adult, but they're so good to read because, they're awesome. I'm not an adult. I'm 16, and I love those books. I get them all the time if I have a chance, because they're cheap, too. These are all from Barnes & Noble, and they're only, like, around $8.99, I think, right? Yeah. Oh, $7.99. And they're from Harper, too. These are Harper. Obviously not Harper Teen, but that one was Harper, and this is Harper. Excuse me, and this one is different, but these two are Harper. So that's always cool. Anyways, if you guys want to leave suggestions for creepy, eerie YA, go be my guest, because I will definitely check them out, and I will definitely take them in consideration and pick them up my next shopping trip. Thanks for watching, guys.